From the moment we're born, we're thrown into the world with nothing but the ability to learn. Growing up as a kid, it was drilled into me that both play and work are important. And I both know that you and I have different opinions on which one is considered more important, but I firmly believe that both experience and education are important when it comes to the growth of a child. To start off with, a lot of people think that a higher education is necessary. And I'm not talking about elementary, middle school, high school. I'm talking more about like college level education, anything past high school. It's drilled into us at a very early age that we need to go to college, that we need to pursue this higher future, that without it we will amount to nothing, that without it we will struggle. And I believe that that is half of the whole truth. The way this starts is by students and parents oftentimes encouraging their children and their kids to pursue a higher level of education, and that often leads to students getting overwhelmed and paranoid about this life outside of a high school setting. According to a Harvard article by Ryan Nagelhout, a majority of teens feel very pressured negatively, about 81% of them that were interviewed, that they worry about their appearance, whether or not people will accept them if they don't get into college. They worry about their life plans, whether or not they will be successful, if they will be financially stable, if they do not have a college education. And a lot of them worry about their appearance, whether or not they are seen as, you know, a human because they are not in they're not pursuing any higher education, nor are they able to. And so, of course, I feel like a good way to help resolve this stress, all this anxiety, all this potential academic drainage is by placing kids in situations where they will gain experience. And obviously, I will say that taking breaks here and then is acceptable. It's healthy for both your mind, body, and soul. But what I'm more saying is to take a break to benefit you in the long run. Let's say, for instance, you are planning to be a teacher, and so you're taking all these college courses about like how to teach, what is expected of teachers, how to communicate with children, but you're not really thrown out into an environment with children. So what you could do is you could be a TA. You could study under a teacher. You could go to a class for a day, experience what it would be like to be in those situations that you would inevitably grow up in. If children and young adults are held to such a standard, they will eventually crumble and break. And a lot of the times kids are thrown into situations they don't want to be in. Sometimes they feel unprepared because what is taught in a classroom setting is completely different as to what is the experience they will have in that real life job. Like I said, I brought up the teaching before. If a student was just taught via education, via college, via textbook, it would be a completely different scenario being thrown into like their first day as a teacher compared to a student who had both balanced out their education and their experience. Let's say they did hit the textbooks, they did everything this first student did, but with the addition of like internships and being able to experience classrooms in a natural setting where they are also involved in. This student would have a lot more time getting comfortable in a setting compared to this one. What I do believe will happen if children are thrown into this setting is that, like I said before, they will be influenced and they will be better accommodated into the grown-up world more easily. Shanna Jubert says that many managers consider internships, employments, and other forms of experience to be more valuable than education. Of course, like things like such as college credits and GPA are very important, but what companies are more looking forward is whether or not you have hands-on experience. At this age, people are looking for at least 2 years of experience fresh out of college. and you are able to get that experience through college. It's just not as easy anymore if you're not balancing it out. All in all, I feel as though keeping a good balance of education and experience is good for not only yourself, but in the long run. That's that. Thank you.